Jello, this is Jezzy. Thanks for joining me again for another Sims 4 speed build. Today we're going to be working on this gorgeous lot called Sultry Springside. It's in Oasis Springs and it is just one of the prettiest areas, I think. Oasis Springs is definitely my favorite world, and this little area in the upper left corner of the world is so pretty. It just looks like California, which is where I currently live, and it just reminds me of this place, which I love so much. And this is actually what it was inspired by. I do have a photo, and let me know in the comments if you think I did a good job. I think I was pretty true to the photo. I took a couple liberties here and there, especially with the landscaping on the outside, and I did add a pool. This is another small home. It's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, and something I don't do a lot and haven't done a lot in the past is these kind of Italianate Mediterranean homes. And there are so many great build options in The Sims for these type of homes, and I don't feel like I use them enough. I don't use the windows, I don't use the dark woods, I don't use all that terracotta tile. I typically go more contemporary and modern, so I wanted to challenge myself enough and try and do this. And I think it fits really well in with this area, in this neighborhood, and on this lot. I just love it. And the last build I did was the white on white on white build, which was a challenge where you can only use everything white, with the exception of plants and a colored front door if you choose to. And so after that build, this was actually pretty refreshing because I got to use a lot of dark woods, I got to use a lot of color, and a lot of the build objects that I typically haven't used in the past. So this was fun for me. Let me know in the comments what you like better, what kind of architecture you prefer to build with. I definitely prefer contemporary, clean lines, but this build was pretty fun because I got to use these windows that I never get to use, and dark floorboards and archways, and the kitchen is brown, dark brown, which sounds weird, but I think it came out okay. I think it came out pretty good. And it was very fun to build. This one I did before bed a couple nights ago, and I was out like a little baby light after that. Yeah, I like to build before I go to bed. I know I mentioned that a lot. I find it really relaxing. It helps me kind of distress, and it makes me sleepy. It makes me sleepy tired. So that's pretty much when I play The Sims, is when I'm in bed at night, when it's super late, and I probably should already be asleep, but that's not always easy for me. So if this finds you and you're also trying to find your way to sleep tonight, I hope it helps. Or maybe it's the beginning of your day or the middle of your day and you're just tuning in to check out my build, which I also appreciate. So thank you so much. And here we go into the kitchen. I love those counters. I realize I've been using those a lot lately. Again, I think they're from Patio Stuff, but they have really nice stone tops on them. And I feel like a lot of the countertops I don't love in this game. They're either bland or they look dirty. And so these in particular, I've been using a lot and I love them. I do use custom cabinet uppers. I really love the way that they build in around the appliances. I wish that came in the EA version of the game, but I will link below to all the custom content I use in this build, which actually isn't a lot compared to some of my other builds. I think it's those cabinets and maybe a couple of plants and clutter items and draperies. I use the same draperies. If you download my builds, I highly recommend getting the custom content draperies I use because I use them in pretty much every single build. They come in every size, so no matter what window you have, no matter what your wall height is, they fit. And that is such a luxury that is not provided in the game that I'm so glad I found draperies I like that come in so many colors. And here we are just figuring out the layout. I think I switch it one more time because it's not centered on that fireplace, which I really love. And everything's also looking super brown right now, so bear with me. It's going to look a little less brown in just a moment. I add a little bit more color, change the swatches on the couches and the chair, but I did want it to feel kind of grand. I felt like this home would be somewhere that an academic would live, someone that went to graduate school, maybe a psychologist, just someone who is very book smart and very much into this traditional Mediterranean look. I am not personally. I mean, I adore these homes. We have a lot of them in Southern California. I think they're gorgeous, but I would go for more of a modern Mediterranean. So some of this influence, but not so dark, not so literal, not so traditional. And I decided not to go to the coffee table ultimately because it just with all the dark woods, I don't know. I would have wanted to put like a glass table in there, but that wouldn't have really gone with the aesthetic. And I think any more wood in that room would have just made it feel terrible. So didn't do that. Just adding in a little wardrobe here for the bedroom. And I think the bedroom came out super cute too. It's it's very brown. This whole house is very brown, but I think it works, especially because it's a small home and it's not overwhelmingly big and brown. It's just small and brown, and it's on such a beautifully landscaped lot. The greenery really lightens it up. So let me know what you think, though. If you hate this, if you hate this build, let me know in the comments. That's fine too. Not everything's for everyone, but again, I just wanted to do something different. I stick to that like modern or contemporary look on the inside that's so light and so clean all the time. And I just kind of stressed myself out with that white on white challenge a little bit, that I wanted to try and use some of the build items that I haven't used in a while. And that jute rug is so pretty. Peacemaker did an amazing job. There's so many swatches. They're all so pretty. They have a very nice texture to them. I will link below. I highly recommend downloading that one as well. And here we are, just finishing up the kitchen, adding a knife block in a moment, adding a knife rack. And if you're not sure how to free rotate like that, instead of having your items snap to the grid, if you want to move a picture a little higher, a little lower, or rotate something more than just the, what is it, like 6 options or 5 options that you're allowed to make them face, just hold down your Alt key. It's the button 2 to the left of your spacebar, and yeah, you can put things wherever you please. You do want to player test though, because sometimes when you move items and they're a little too close, they can't be accessed by your player. But everything's player tested in this one. I know the bathroom looked a little cramped, but they can get past the sink to the shower, they can use the sink, and they can use the toilet as well. Just putting a little more decoration on this desktop. Yeah, maybe the person that lives here is an architect because they have those architectural drawings over their desk area. And I feel like in a house this small, when it is just one person, you can't have your office wherever. Kind of the whole house is your office and your living room and your bedroom because you live alone. I put a table in here, but I couldn't really find what I liked. The purpose was only to put my favorite plant right there, as you see that I put in every single one of my builds on. But that table just didn't work for me. It felt too modern, too mid-century. It just didn't fit with the aesthetic at all. So I just scrapped the whole idea. And I think this is the first build I've actually done in a long time that does not have that hanging plant in it. It is the one build. I put that plant everywhere and everything. I use it all the time. Not in this one. Sorry, guys. Maybe you can download it and add it. I guess I could have put it on that table in the foyer. I don't know. But that's a 2-story foyer, which I thought was really cool. It's like that tower that you saw in the original photo. It took me so long to find that umbrella rack. I don't know why. Just sometimes I'm like going through the catalog, and I know exactly what I want and I can't find it. So we just add a little armchair here. I really like that armchair from the detective career, I believe, in Get to Work. Again, forest green. I'm super into forest green right now. Wanted to put a rug, but just nothing was working. I just end up using a little front doormat, and I think that looks nice. I do extend the kitchen a little bit as well too, because I just felt like it kind of had a double foyer with that open foyer and then again right when you walk in. So I just extended the kitchen a little bit and added a coffee maker and a dishwasher. This is great. So this is a little pergola from Peacemaker's Oasis Chic outdoor set, and I don't know if you remember in the original picture, there is a pergola. So this actually fit perfectly I changed the colors, I think, a little bit in a moment, but essentially, yeah, that's the exterior. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you like it, if you hate it, if you want more Mediterranean builds, if you don't mind them being all the same, because I don't love stressing myself out trying to do something new. I don't know if you guess you could say this one was stressful. A little bit. I think at this point I was just trying to finish. Again, I wish we had triple gates. We only have a double gate, which is kind of a bummer. And I do a ton of landscaping. I was tired and I kind of was ready to pass out at this point, but I just started going crazy. I think I must have gotten this like burst of energy and just went nuts. I put a fountain in the front. I don't know. But if these homes are ever too expensive for your Sims, just delete the landscaping. The landscaping is really what put these lots over the top as far as cost. Fencing is super expensive as well. And I think if you just got rid of that fence, obviously the fountain I'm going to put in, and then a lot of the trees and bushes and flowers and hedges, it would probably knock the cost of this build down 40%, maybe even by half. But yeah, I love rocks, especially in this area. With Oasis Springs, you just have those huge rock formations out in the distance, especially in the lower part of the neighborhood. And so I think it's important, like they would just naturally have been there. Here we go with the fountain, which I think is fitting for this type of home because it is kind of Italianate, it is Mediterranean, and that fountain just feels very classic as well. So I think that's pretty much for the front yard. We add a little stone patio in later, but right now just going in at night and putting in lighting. As you know, I like to make sure my homes look very nice and well lit at night and pretty. And then we just add some, see, even those little garden lights, I don't think I've ever used them before because they're so traditional. And this was the perfect build for them. So it was fun to just kind of go outside my comfort zone and use these built by items that I really just skip over all the time. Like I just never even pull them out. I never even look at the swatches. And just to kind of re-explore those items was really great. And we do a little like spa off of the main pool area. It took me a while to find the right stone, but I think that one's pretty. And then we just make we make a little pad for the spa. I really wish we could do sunken spas. You know, the ones that are like an infinity edge right over into the pool, so you can kind of hop from one to the other. That's kind of what I was thinking with this setup. But I wish we could actually either recess the spa so that it was equal or close to equal with the pool, or we could raise up the pool so it could be equal with the spa. I would love if we could get sunken in hot tubs. Yeah, I wish we could sink in the hot tubs. Maybe someday. But here you see just me doing a little bit of terrain paint. That's pretty much it. We're just going to hop into the screenshots. Boop. Hi. Okay, so here we are. So cute. This lot is so pretty. You just get the background and the water back there and the mountains. And here we go inside. A little entryway. And the kitchen's really nice. I think it looks expensive. Even though it's still pretty clean lines, it does feel older and it does feel like it suits this house. And the living room. Nice little workspace. You got the wood-burning fireplace. And I would love to open up those double doors right out onto that patio and grill. And our little bathroom. And then our cute little, very tan, very nice bedroom. And then, of course, our grill outside where you can have little parties, beautiful view out into the pool and spa. Thank you again for watching, everybody. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.